On this week's Truck News Recap, we have really interesting news from Ford working on a patent that's going to create automatic speeding tickets in police vehicles. This is just an interesting story. We also have some, BS from Toyota that's denying warranty claims on two burned GR Corollas. Really interesting story. I want to get to that as well. And then we have some layoffs coming for workers at the Warren truck plant in Michigan. Also have a little bit of a personal note with some email I got this last week. And I was on vacation last week. So if you guys missed me, that's kind of quasi vacation. I was a little behind in the comments. Sorry, I'm just getting back to it. So hey, it's Tim, Pickup Truck Plus SUV Talk. This is a Friday Truck News Recap. I do these once a week, kind of recap the news, small items and things I've heard throughout the week that don't make a full video. That goes in podcast too. And you guys seem like you like these. The videos are doing better and better, and this audience is coming back, and I like doing them. So let's get to it. Remember, the Truck News Recap is sponsored by Warren. Warren has a new Xeon Warren winch. It's a new premium winch for those guys, and it's made in the United States instead of China, where the other winches are built. With state-of-the-art features, cutting-edge technology, and world-class engineering, the Warren Xeon Platinum is the future of winching. Winching. I don't know. Sounds like a bar term. Bar winch. The one-of-a-kind advanced wireless remote control controls the clutch, power in and power out. Plus, the displays, I thought this was really good, displays motor temperature and vehicle battery information. So that way you're not going to burn up the winch or drain your battery. It can control two 12-volt accessories, which can be plugged directly into the winch. So cool. You have more options. I think it's a really cool looking winch, by the way, too. All right, let's get to these news items. On pickuptrucktalk.com, we have the couple stories going on here. I'll kind of recap the top. If you're watching this, you can go along with me. Those listening to the podcast, well, just use your imagination. That's how it works. We have Jill's Genesis GV80 Coupe first drive article. It's a coupe, as she says. She's very frustrated about that. She's also frustrated about the Google built-in system on Chevrolet vehicles. She's fighting the fight on that one. I'm letting her be. So that's a really interesting video. If you're looking for a new Chevrolet EV and you want Apple CarPlay, well, tough luck, pal. And Joe goes through what you have to do to actually make the system sort of kind of in a way work. We also have news of 2025 Cadillac Escalade. Some details there real fast. B-Series is still around, which is really cool. Supercharged V8. Kind of shocking that GM kept that around, and they didn't keep the diesel around. Diesel's out in the Escalade, which kind of makes sense. They shared some numbers as far as the take rate on that, and it was like really low, like a percentage or two of just people who bought that Escalade with a diesel. I didn't see it personally. Different customer. I just couldn't see it working out. But we also have the Will Recall Impact 2022-2023 Toyota Tundra resale value. It's a very interesting video. I have some note on there with Carvana. My Carvana was the truck I had a couple years ago, and I have details from Kelley Blue Book and icars.com. I thought it was interesting. You guys in comments thought it was interesting. So interesting details. But this one I want to get to because this has been on the internet. I'm going to move the mic a little bit closer. I'm sorry if you're going to hear a little disruption here. But it was on the internet, and people just lost their minds about it. And then Ford clarified things, and people still losing their minds. But basically what Ford is doing here is they had a patent. The patent was July 18th, 2024. The patent title is Systems and Methods for Detecting Speeding Violations. It uses radar and sensors to report speeding cars via built-in system. So I'm going to get to the article, but I want to read a statement that Ford's public relations team clarified with thedrive.com, who ran the story, and they have the update. So Ford reached out with a statement to clarify. This idea is specific for application in law enforcement vehicles, such as the Ford Police Interceptor. It's a system that would automate a capability that law enforcement already have in use today, except this would utilize the built-in system and sensors to the vehicle. This patent does not state that driving data from customers' vehicles would be shared with law enforcement, so the media incorrectly reported that. And note, patent applications are intended to protect new ideas, but aren't necessarily an indication of new business or product plans. So what does this thing do? I'm going to scroll down. We have a PDF on here. I want to make sure I get this PDF because I kind of want to show you guys this PDF. So I'm going to click in here and go to PDF. So there's sonar, LiDAR, there's systems built in police vehicles, right? You can see it if you're listening, but there's a graphic that shows a car and it shows where these sensors are. And what Ford is saying is that they have all these sensors. And if you drive by this car, it's going to use the sensor to detect how fast you're going. And it'll alert law enforcement that you have passed a speed threshold. Okay. What they do with that is kind of murky at the moment. We don't know. There's no details in this patent whether Ford's going to, the system's going to automatically generate a speeding ticket like you would a red light ticket, or if it's just going to let you pass, if the officer's going to give you a warning. There's no information on that. So there's a graphic that shows basically some cars driving on the road, and the police car is parked and watching traffic. And yeah, it can take this, see the car going through, says it passes a speed. The car then turns on the camera, which is the icon, which is number 108 if you're watching with me, or it's on the front of the front of the car. The camera records the vehicle with another identifying characteristic. So it takes a camera, probably a video of the car driving by, and maybe a video or photos, and captures at least the car and probably license plate or another identifying factor of the vehicle. And then it'll generate a report inside the car, or alert the driver, alert the police officer, we're not quite sure at the moment, to, hey, this car is speeding. And then the steps after that are the unclear. So you can do it right driving by. You can also do it in traffic. So this police officer can kind of pull behind you and uses the pre-built-in systems in the vehicle, identifies you going too fast, turns on the camera, records you, generates a ticket apparently, and then you get a ticket in the mail. So it's a really interesting thing. I don't know. It's using systems already done. There's a whole flow chart as far as how it works. So the first thing is let me start at the top. First thing says, speeding violation responder system of the first vehicle determines the speed of movement of a second vehicle. Does the speed exceed threshold limits? Yes or no? Vehicle speed detection system activates the camera, determine one or more identifying features of the second vehicle, generate a record that includes the speed, measurement, the image, and the identifying feature. Is pursuit to be executed? Yes or no? You can execute pursuit or not. If no, transmit record to a server computer. And another one says transfer information and request to a third vehicle and or a roadside unit. So the system can automate stuff to catch people speeding and generate the ticket without being pulled over. I don't know. It's a very interesting thing. People have gotten really hot and bothered in the comments on this online this week. I don't know. It's an interesting thing. On one hand, it's nice to take the radar gun out of the officer's hands and have to hold this gun all the time, automate the system, less distracted driving for them. They can generate the reports, create more tickets, which is never a fan favorite for citizens in the city. We don't want more tickets, but it makes the road a little safer, apparently. I don't know. It is interesting getting other people's viewpoint on that. So you had to let me know in the comments, what do you guys think of this one? Another story that was kind of blowing up this week. It's been on the forum. One of our forum users posted it, and it's some BS. So this is interesting. BS and an interesting story, but let's talk about this. 2 Toyota GR Corollas have burned down. Motor One's got the story. Toyota will not honor the warranties. Toyota, sorry if I'm saying it too fast. I'm trying to slow down. I was on vacation. I lost my rhythm a little bit. Toyota won't honor the warranties. So there's some images I'm showing on the screen of a GR Corolla that is just burned. I mean, the windshield's gone. The whole front end is just burnt down. The back of the car is okay. And so this 2023 GR Corolla Circuit Edition, was written by my friend Chris Smith, owned by Brian Banks, burst into flames June 8th. Apparently, something in the engine failed, and by the time the fire department arrived, the car was total loss. Insurance covered most of the payout, and he turned to Toyota with a warranty claim for the rest. Toyota's response to the brand engagement center was, in a word, strange. Banks received a letter from a legal claims analyst that, aside from a friendly but clear refusal to offer any assistance to the matter, this is where it gets interesting, mentioned Carfax reports and lectured him on the perils of exceeding 85 miles per hour in a hot hatch that's meant for track. Don't exceed 85. It suggests Toyota will deny warranty coverage if you simply dip in the throttle of this 300 horsepower hot hatch. That's the point of the car. One that comes with a complimentary day at the racetrack, but that's only part of the issue. So Banks told Motor One the speed was the part that really got me. This was clarified more when I spoke to them on the phone. In the entire owner's manual, it only mentions do not speed one time. And from the context it gives, it's related to tires. That makes sense. Tires have speed ratings. If you exceed a speed rating, tire can come off the rim, or bad things can happen. I think I'm going to say bad things happen. I'm not exactly sure what they do, but tires have speed warnings. Toyota doesn't want you to get in trouble if someone is speeding and a tire pops. but the engine braking couldn't possibly be related to tires. Okay, so he did a video on it, but I want to get to the Brand Engagement Center letter. So this is the letter that Toyota's Brand Engagement Center sent to him in response to the warranty claim. It says, in response to your concerns, a vehicle inspection was conducted on June 24, 2024. Last reported odometer reading of the vehicle is 23,413 miles. So basic stuff here. Per the Carfax report on February 12th, 2024, accident damage reported to the front, the left front, right front, and the right rear. At the time of this inspection, the vehicle had fire damage to the front and the engine compartment. The inboard side of the engine block had a small hole on the upper side from the internal engine damage. Keep that part in mind. I'm going to read that one more time. The inboard side of the engine block had a small hole on the upper side from the internal engine damage. Oil residue was found at the turbocharger, the bottom of the engine, the undercarriage, and the exhaust pipes. The owner's manual warns not to drive, spelling incorrect is what the SIC means, in excess of speed limit. If the legal speed limit permits it, do not drive, this is interesting, even if the legal speed limit permits it, do not drive over 85 miles per hour unless your vehicle has high speed capability tires. Folks, in Wyoming, the speed limit is 80. In Montana, I think it's 80, maybe 85 in places. I don't think it's even, and then there's places in Texas where you can go even faster. But driving over 85 miles per hour may result in tire failure, loss of control, and possible injury. Be sure to consult a tire dealer to determine whether your tires in your vehicle are high speed capability tires or not before driving at such speeds. Based on our inspection findings and the facts related to this incident, we cannot provide any assistance in this matter. Now, Banks explained that the artificial damage, the one on February 12th, was superficial paint work after encountering debris dropped from a dump truck. He sent Toyota documents showing as much, but when he called the company to ask specifically why the claim was denied, Toyota allegedly brushed off the incident. Somebody said the car was abused. They said this got me a little fired up. They said at some point in the car's life, it sent out a data packet that included the car's speed. They won't tell me when or where, so I don't know how relevant it is, but they said the car had gone 114 miles per hour, and that is abuse of the vehicle. They don't care that the car comes with a track day. It's abused as soon as over a certain speed, apparently. So let's take two things here. First of all, the car comes with a track day. What the hell, man? It's going to go over 114 on a track. It's easy to do. Secondly, why did the car send out a data packet? That's none of your business, Toyota. It should never send a data packet out that includes the vehicle speed. That got me fired up. I know there's some senators who have asked the FTC, the Federal Trade Commission, to look into automakers recording data, and they said that packet was sent. That's BS too. So he's got this burned down car. They're not doing anything for it. 2 weeks before the fire, Banks found the car was running poorly, like it was down a cylinder, but the car ran fine after shutting off for a few minutes. Banks sent his GR Corolla to the dealer for an oil change and inspect what he expected was a possible fuel problem. The dealership found nothing wrong and said the issue could have been a result of a hot octane booster or too much octane in the fuel. What? Banks says he runs premium gas only, which is Toyota's recommendation. So dealership said there was too much octane in the fuel. All right, but here's the deal. There's another one. There's two of these. There's Sebastian R. He's the owner of a 2024 GR Corolla that burned worse than Banks. There's a photo of your screen. It is a completely burnt out car. Like it is like Armageddon Day burnt out. Just imagine that in your head if you're listening to a podcast. Sebastian was deep into a trip from California to Arizona on May 3rd when his car, with just 9,210 miles of odometer, caught fire in the middle of nowhere. It happened during a gap in his insurance cover. So he's changing insurance companies, whatever happened. So this guy got screwed. It can be a total loss. Initially, I got notification on my phone that Toyota Connect says saying to check the engine, a malfunction in electric control, which I thought was weird. That's when the electrical on the dash started going haywire. I didn't feel any loss of power, but then I started to get smoke from the front, so I pulled over. Next thing I know, the engine bay is on fire. Whereas Banks' fire largely stayed up front, Sebastian's GR Corolla burned completely. Like Banks, his warranty claim was denied because Toyota didn't offer a specific reason other than the cause being inconclusive. However, both claims mentioned holes in the engine block. Again, another hole in the engine block. It says he got a letter from the Brand Engagement Center. In response to your concerns, a vehicle inspection was conducted on June 6, 2024. So it's same deal as the last one. The odometer reading at the last service visit was 8,146 miles. The vehicle was severely burned. A possible hole in the engine block was observed on the right side near the rear of the engine. No data could be recovered from the vehicle due to the amount of extensive burn damage. Based on inspection findings, the cause of the fire could not be determined. Therefore, we are unable to offer assistance. Bull. That's complete BS. Sebastian tells us it was a major pain simply trying to reach Toyota on the matter. The Brand Engagement Center basically created two records. His contact information was wrong. He said it was a month of back and forth just trying to get it inspected. I would call. Nobody could update the information because they could only do that outbound calls. But they couldn't call me because the information was incorrect. Banks also had duplicate records in his system, which caused confusion in his case. This is where it's interesting. The mix-ups don't stop there. After 2 months, after the two owners met on Reddit, these guys met on Reddit sharing their stories. They discovered the same legal claims analyst handled both their cases and opened each letter referencing the same incident on May 3rd. That matches Sebastian's fire, but Banks was on June 8th. It is a simple clerical error, cut and paste goof, or other errors that on Toyota's claims process led to denials for both cases. This is where it's great. Motor One ran the story. A GR Corolla is basically a small SUV, a compact SUV, as I'm calling it. It's a hot hatch. That's why I'm covering it here on this channel, because we cover SUVs too. I think it is. I drove it with a manual. It's actually really a lot of fun. We contacted Toyota with questions. So they had lots of questions. So does Toyota void warranties if data shows cars exceed 85 miles an hour? Good question. Is the mere act of speeding viewed as a vehicle abuse? If so, GR Corolla owners may want to think twice about partaking in the complimentary Toyota Track Day, because the GR Corolla is easily capable of exceeding 114 miles per hour. Never mind 114. I think I did like 90 in it once. I mean, 90 to 100. It's really quick. Is Toyota looking into potential problems with the GR Corolla engine? And how does Toyota handle warranty issues where a fire occurs? For now, Toyota only offered this statement in Motor One regarding warranty claims. They said, all claims reviewed individually, including this one, and we looked at many attributes, including vehicle data, dealer records, witness statements, and other information. It's also worth noting Toyota's statement regarding warranty coverage for track events listed on the official website for complimentary GR track experience. Basically, it says if you drive at a high performance driving event, even if they offer that, they won't deny or necessarily limit or exclude warranty coverage. If you do abuse it, they're not going to offer any coverage. So just a lot to unpack there. Like, why are GR Corollas sending data packets? Why is there similar holes in the engine block of both vehicles? Why were warranty claims denied on a fire? What the hell? It's not like these guys are going out and they're going to light their vehicles on fire. Maybe one guy will get out alone. I don't know. That'd be the only way to get out the car on fire. But what is going on with GR Corollas? And why did Toyota deny both claims? That's just and what was the language about 85 miles per hour? Like, this is just bizarre story. I'm glad my friend Chris wrote it up. Hopefully puts pressure on Toyota to do the right thing, because not honoring these warranties is the wrong thing. All right, we're looking at Stellantis is going to lay off about 2,450 workers in Michigan truck plant. They say that number's going to be lower once they get through the layoffs. What's happening is the Ram 1500 Classic production at Stellantis Warren Truck Assembly Plant is ending. They're going to start layoffs starting as soon as October 8th. If you remember, this was the prior generation of Ram truck that they kept around. They called it the Classic. People still bought it. GM's done this prior years as well. You get parts leftovers. You get engines still out there. You just create a Classic. And this was a really more inexpensive Ram truck. And so this thing sold, and people loved it. And I think Stellantis loved it because all the tooling was paid for. The research and development was all paid for. I mean, there's tons of profit in this vehicle. So the idea here is they eliminated that truck. They cut from 2 shifts to 1 shift. They're going to build more of the Jeep Wagoneer in that plant, which you're finally calling a Jeep. They used to call it just a Wagoneer. Again, stupid marketing thing. The automaker said layoffs would begin October 8th, and the actual number of workers will be likely lower than the number it provided in the notice filed the state. So they anticipate it's going to lay off 2,450 people, but the number might be lower by the time they get everything the layoffs done. And they cut the shifts. Now, this is also in the midst of CEO Tavares. We've talked about this guy quite a bit. He's on a global cost-cutting drive to create more profit in Stellantis, to spend that profit to build more EVs that are more profitable for the company and cheaper. That's the overall guy. idea. So that's what's going on in Stellantis. So unfortunately, guys are losing their jobs, which I hate to see. That just drives me nuts. I want to get to. I forgot to pull up the YouTube channel. I want to talk about what happened over there while I was gone. I want to make sure we go there, and I'm going to go there. So, what happened this week in the YouTube channel, and then we'll get to one final personal note on the email. Let's see. I had top 5 likes and dislikes in the 2024 Toyota Tundra TRD Pro. We had Joe's Genesis GV80 Coupe first drive. And then I did that video and I talked about a story on the website. Losing money recall is affecting 2022, 2023 Toyota Tundra resale value. Yeah, there's lots of details in that video. It's really interesting. And unfortunately, again, owners are losing money. I mean, it's what's happening. It's just unfortunate. It's a crap deal for everybody. All right, so on the forum, I posted this, and I don't know how many people saw it. I'm hoping you guys are on the forum. I just wanted to read this because it was really cool to get this email. It says, Tim and team, I just thought I'd email you and let you know I'm very appreciative of what you do. I've been a long time follower of your YouTube, and sometimes I visit your website. I'm appreciative of how candid and transparent you are. Your content is real, thorough, and very interesting to me. Well, I hope you're listening to this truck news recap. I'm not the type that ever comments. I know I should. It's good for you, but just not who I am. Dude, I totally get it. You can hit the like button. You don't have to comment. And I will read your comment though if you read it. If you do post a comment, I read it. But if you don't have to comment, if you click the like button or subscribe, those two things work really well. He says, I'm not in the business of trucks, but I find them very interesting and useful. I use them as my daily driver, haul my camper and other trailers as needed. I'm not sure how lucrative and filling this type of work is for you, but I hope it's enough to keep you going. It is. For reference, who are your viewers? I grew up on a small farm, still help as needed in Illinois, and currently work in an office. I currently drive a 2021 GMC Sierra 2500 AT4 Duramax and a 2017 Ford Expedition Limited, both nice vehicles and both right up your alley. Keep it up. And I took his name off because we don't need to get to those details. But that was cool. That was a really cool email to get. I really did appreciate that. Yeah, that was good. So I appreciate you guys doing that for that. Send me an email. And if you guys have personal emails for me, send it to tim@pickuptrucktalk.com. I love reading them, and I try to help out best I can. I think my track record is responding to everybody so far who's emailed me with questions and things. Yeah, because you guys deserve it. You guys are the viewers. You guys make this channel happen. So for more, check out other videos and channels over here. Website down below as well, pickuptrucktalk.com, and join the forum. I really enjoy the forum. As always, thanks for watching. I will see you down the road.